Hello everyone, it's Patricia and welcome to Tester Tuesday. Tester Tuesday is a weekly series of Scentsy videos where I discuss 2 Scentsy scents each week with you guys, and you help by voting at the end of the video, and everybody can vote. So last week we had almost a record set again. It was very, very close, and it was an extremely tight race between 3 scents. So coming out on top is a green wax. With 24% of the vote, we have sea salt and avocado. And in second place, I have an empty bar, but it was a baby blue colored wax, and it is Pacific Daydream, and that had 23% of the vote. So the order, in case you're interested, it went sea salt and avocado, Pacific Daydream. 1 vote after that was huckleberry and clementine. So there's 1 vote separating each of the top 3 scents. Then there was a bit of a gap: sugar and spice, coconut pumpkin pie, and apple and cinnamon sticks. So let's talk about the first place scent, sea salt and avocado. This is a scent that's available right now. It's actually a bestseller. It's in the fruity category, which I always find a little odd because to me, it's more of a fresh scent. I would say on cold, it's about a medium intensity. And it first came out as a spring brick in the year of 2017, and then it stayed in the catalog. Now, when it first came out, people were a little concerned about it because of the name and the scent description. So let's get into the scent description. It says, "You do you, while pink sea salt, Valencia orange, and creamy avocado keep your spirit in flight." So we have pink sea salt, Valencia orange, and avocado. I don't really get those notes per se. I definitely don't get a lot of saltiness with this scent, but pink sea salt can sometimes give a little bit of a special something. So I'll give you my theory on that here in a second. Basically, for this scent, I get a lot of greenery note, a green fresh scent with a lot of sweetness and a bit of brightness and about a 10% like floral or perfume vibe. That's what I pick up. So when I put it in the room downstairs, I put it in my middle child's room. He has a full-size warmer in his bedroom, and then the adjoining bath also has a full-size warmer. So I put 1.5 cubes in each. So 3 cubes total. I walked into the room, just trying to kind of get a vibe of it. I smell a lot of greenery. I knew I smelled sweetness. Didn't really know what it was. Now, in looking back, the orange gives that sweetness and the brightness. The perfume characteristic, I'm thinking it might be the pink part of the pink sea salt, because sometimes pink sea salts or pink peppercorns, those kind of things have a bit of an aroma, a special kind of aroma, so I'm not sure if that's where it's coming from. But avocado, I think, is what's giving most of the green vibe. In my opinion, avocado doesn't really have much scent or smell. It's kind of like a neutral, creamy aspect of whatever you're eating. But it also implies like a bit of a clean, fresh, pure kind of. It's all the rage right now, so in eating and in scent. So definitely it reminds me a little bit of a spa. I get a fresh, clean, crisp, green, sweet scent with a tiny backdrop of perfume. And hopefully that's not vague, but that's kind of the best way I can describe it. So when I talk about performance, I did kind of make a tiny bit of an error. But anyway, so scent appeal. Let's talk scent appeal. I really like these kind of scents. I would say it's about between 8 and 9, cold and warm. Really, really like it. I just finished up a Rainforest Bungalow. To me, that's in the same kind of green family. Not very sweet. This one is like a middle ground with some sweetness and some green. And then Alpine Meadow, which is in the clearance right now and you can still get as I film this video, that one is quite a bit sweet with a little bit of green. So you kind of just have to decide which type you want. But strength and throw. So I would say strength is about 7.5, nice solid strength. But the throw is where this one excels. To me, it's got a really strong throw, probably like a 9. So, sorry, there's kids in the background yelling. I was sitting on my sofa, which is probably like a good 20 feet away from my son's room. And in my son's room, from the door, it's probably a good 10, 12 feet away, the warmer's from the door. And the door was only open like this much, like not even a foot. And I was on the sofa and all I could smell was this. It was overtaking what I had in my open concept area. It was traveling upstairs. You could just kind of really smell it. So I put it in, I would say around 9 o'clock that night, and this is like 11 o'clock, I'm smelling it pretty intense. Then I went to bed. And usually I try not to have Tester Tuesday scents going through the night, but I did let this one go through the night. Now when I woke up in the morning, it was 7 o'clock a.m. No, it was pretty low in intensity. So it had started off 7.5 with about a 9 throw, and then in the morning it was probably like 3 to 4 out of 10 in both aspects. I could pick up a creamy, warm vibe with that green scent, and to me maybe that's the avocado creeping in, but also it reminded me of when your scent's starting to die and that tone the wax gets when it starts to get overheated. One thing I've noticed in the morning is I do have trouble picking up scent, so I actually decided to let it go for a bit and just see if I could pick up the scent a little bit better. No, it kind of stayed that 3 and 4 level intensity, and then I ended up removing it at the 23-hour mark, and it was on day 2. So to me, this is like a 2-tiered fragrance. It starts off like really intense, and then it kind of dips and stays. So if you're someone that likes the very intense sea salt and avocado, you may not like when it dips. Some people kind of enjoy the softer part of it. There's ways to get around if you only like the intense version. So one thing you could probably do is maybe try a lower wattage warmer. It may kind of prolong that release of the strong part of the scent. Maybe won't be as strong, but you might get a longer duration. So a 15-watt mini warmer in like a smaller room perhaps. The other thing you could do is if you put this in a room with multiple warmers, say an open concept layout, you may find that you need to stagger how you warm it. So you would start it in a lower intensity warmer first, get it going in the room. If you have a hotter warmer that tends to burn off the scent a little faster, you would start it in that warmer a little bit later. You'd throw it in once the other one had been going for a bit, and then you get a second burst of fragrance, and it might get closer to running out around the same time. Another option you could do with this scent is pick up the room spray. When you find it's dying down, give it a few spritz, and that'll help prolong the scent and carry you through into your next change of wax. So for me, maybe I have to do a little bit of troubleshooting, but I like the scent enough that I would do that. I'm not sure what other people get out of this scent, like if it does kind of fizzle out for them, but it's really, really nice. I mean, I really like this scent, so definitely want to keep this in my Scentsy cabinet. So that's a good one. Let's get into scent number 2. We have Pacific Daydream. I'm going to try to go through this scent quickly because it's no longer available. So this was a scent of the month from May 2016. You can see the little scent of the month sticker. It's medium to strong on cold. I'm not really sure what category to put it in. It's kind of a little bit strange, and it's, I would say fresh, but it's got like some citrus, some fruity, sugary vibes. So fragrance appeal on cold is 5 to 6 out of 10. On warm, it goes up a bit, so that's a good thing to know. I'll read you the scent description. It says, make your ocean escape even if it's just in reverie. Beachy lime, pineapple, and sweet candy sugar are sprinkled with Hawaiian sea salt. So I can definitely pick up the sea salt. I'm not crazy about salty scents. I can get more of that on cold and less so on warm, which is I think why I like it better on warm. I can definitely pick up some vibrancy, which is probably the lime, and a little bit of tang, which is probably the pineapple, but I get like a sweetness. It reminds me of those candies that are like long and skinny and you kind of let them slide down your mouth. That kind of powdery, sugary candy, I kind of get that vibe from this. So it's a little bit strange in its combination. It reminds me of like a sweeter version of Seashore, which I wasn't crazy about. But this one is not as bad. I actually put some here in my bedroom. I put some in my bonus room. Strength and throw is about 7 in my bonus room and maybe 7.5, 8 here. It lasted about 3 days, 22 hours. I actually finished off the bar down in my open concept layout. I did not time it. It did okay in my open concept space. It probably wasn't quite strong enough for it. And I finished off the final cube down in my laundry room. Again, that's probably going on day 2. I think I'm just a little bit over the scent. Would I vote this one back and bring back my bar? Probably not. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's got like an identity crisis. It doesn't know what to do. It's sweet. It's salty. It's fruity. It's vibrant. It's sugary. It's citrusy. It's just a very interesting scent. I can't even give you some scent approximations to help mimic it because we really don't have anything that's that salty, and we really don't have, in my opinion, a combination of scents that would bring you something like this because it's kind of on the unique side. Not a repurchase, not a vote back for Bring Back My Bar, but glad I tried it as always. So let's get into drawing for the 6 scents for this week. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to vote by Wednesday morning for 2 different scents each, please, down in the comment section below. And if you can't do that on a YouTube video but can't comment, find my post on Instagram. It's Patricia Gates, and I will collect your votes that way. Scent number 1, Bergamot and Solar Driftwood. Scent number 2, Caramel Vanilla Delight. Scent number 3, Pomegranate Pear. Scent number 4, Cactus Flower Lime. Scent number 5, Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. And scent number 6, Frosted Ginger Cookie. So we have, for your summary of voting options, Bergamot and Solar Driftwood, Caramel Vanilla Delight, Pomegranate Pear, Cactus Flower Lime, Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl, and Frosted Ginger Cookie. Thanks for spending the last 11 minutes with me. I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.